Obviously, this is one of those fountain pens that you don't get to see every single day. And I cannot wait to share the experience of having something like this in a video with you all. Super happy to have you back for another fountain pen review / overview. And I don't get to have something like this, which is special, interesting, peculiar, unique to share with you on our YouTube channel. And since we're here, let me know, when was the last time that you've seen something like this? I think this is one of the first times that someone sits in front of the camera and showcases this unique Visconti Checkmate. We have to say a big thank you to the customer who purchased this fountain pen, who told me, Emmy, I want to have a video with this fountain pen from you to explain it, to showcase it on the channel. And I'm super fortunate to have such people around me, such customers that want to share something like this. Like, it's a boxed experience. And that customer is Mr. Luca. And Luca, thank you so much, and thank you for the trust you have put in me, because I am going to get this fountain pen with no gloves, and I believe you're going to do the same. So thank you so much. I've seen a rendering and a 3D sketch and a 3D model this year in January at the Visconti convention. This was awesome to check out. You get to feel the potential seeing that, and in person right now, it's mind-blowing what they were able to put together. And we are a distributor for Visconti in Romania, so we get to see every single item. We cannot talk about them, but we get to see and experience them far ahead of their launch. I'm not going to make this video too long. What do you need to take from this is that this fountain pen is not for everyone. It is not for every single collector out there. And this is good, because like this, we can differentiate ourselves or the customer from others. Second of all, this is not cheap. This experience is going to cost you around 5,460 euros, no VAT. From the get-going, this is not for everyone. And you may like it, you may don't like it, you may have an opinion or not have an opinion. I believe this sort of a experience, it is reserved for the very few. They want to be different, a very select few. And by few, I mean 88 pieces, because this is how limited is this collection. In the past, Visconti addressed other games like, for example, last year was backgammon, but the backgammon game is not that popular. So maybe that flew under the radar. With this one, only 88 pieces, this has been one of the highlights from Visconti. Hear me out. You may say this is peculiar, it is not for everyone. This is one of the highlights. It looks unique. It has so many of the traits of the Visconti DNA, which is innovating, challenging, crazy. It's just like a Ferrari. It will get you noticed. Where should we start? Like in true penventure style, we're going to start with the customer experience, because this fountain pen, it's so much more as an experience than a actual functional writing instrument. You can write with it, but at the end of the day, the only purpose of this fountain pen is to delight the user with the experience. So this box is checkered, so this can tell you a little bit regarding what's inside. Checkers, checkmate, chess. I just like the way this opens. Have a look at this. So these two lids open up like this, and in the middle, it's the fountain pen. And you have two sides. We have the black, we have the white. We have this very nice flushed hinges, which are super, super smooth, and everything gets flowing so nice. And this is a unique box for this pen. You could not pick a better presentation as this box. Anyway, the pen is right here in the middle. Then these two lids are gonna slide like this, and give you access to the playing pieces. I used to play chess a lot in my high school years. I find it to be a very interesting game which is very, very deep, and it forms strategic thinking if you have time to play chess and to understand chess as a game. Around 2000 years ago, the first references of this game, it was not in the current form. It is disputed as being something that's originating either from China, Persia, or India. We have a playing board with checker pattern, 64 square, which means 32 are white, 32 are black. We have 32 playing pieces, 16 on one side, 16 on the other side, 16 are white, 16 are black, and I just love the concept of duality, yin, yang, black, white, night, day. It is a very, very deep connection with everything that's going on outside of the game itself. It's amazing what Visconti infused this edition with. The pieces are very, very well done. Everything is held right here in these two slots by magnets. When we've seen this last time at the convention, someone asked like, what if I am going to lose a piece like this? They told us that we can make a lot of these pieces for all of you. Before getting to the details and the close up on everything, I just want to show you that you can actually play chess on the surface of the pan itself. Have a look at the way that you can turn the board itself, which is on the body of the fountain pen, and you can put specific pieces like this, which are attached with a magnet on the pen itself to play chess and to turn the fountain pen as you play. Very difficult and challenging to play chess at a very high level, even with a flat board. But when you put a shape like this, which is round, and you have chess pieces in moving, I believe it's so much challenging like this. This is the overall experience of having such a pan in front of you, playing on after you purchase it, once you get to open it. Now let's check the very fine details up close. I'm going to park the box right there because it's quite big, and I am going to use my desk area like this with the fountain pen on this stand, which I believe either in the box or outside the box, it's amazing to have such a stand because this is a conversation piece. You actually want to get noticed, and when you put something like this on your desk or behind you in a book shelf format in an office or at home, you will get looks and questions, that's for sure. The barrel is faceted in the middle. The checker pattern is going to offer you the board for playing chess, and you have right here Visconti, then right here the name Checkmate. You have a fountain pen which basically splits in half. Again, duality, left, right, in the middle, splits. You need to understand which end is the nib end and which end it's the filling system end, because they both look very, very alike. The part which has engraved on it Checkmate, it's the cap of the fountain pen, and where you have Visconti right here, this is the end part of the fountain pen. This is the piston knob, and this is the finial. Both the finial and also the piston knob look identical. Either ends, it is represented by actually the silhouette of the king and its crown. This is the white king, and you can clearly see that the design of the finial and the piston knob, it is something that's taken from the actual silhouette, the crown of the king. Besides the king, we have the queen, the bishop, the rook, the pawn. Every single piece moves with different rules, with different configuration, and when playing chess you actually need to predict what your opponent would do, and you move the pieces according to the rules in order to take advantage, get to a point where you can actually get his king to have no more moves, and that wins the game. You actually call checkmate, so the king has nowhere to move else, and that will win you the game. Let's get back to the other details. So overall, this fountain pen has been crafted in cream resin, like you see right here, and this goes very, very well with the look of the aged bronze. The look of it, it is not black and white, so actually I just like that they did a little bit of a twist on, so they used bronze, and to go along with bronze they did this aged white and also the brown, the aged dark brown checker pattern on the fountain pen, which I believe sets this pen apart. And the choices of the playing pieces in the set are just the way the fountain pen is crafted. So they used bronze and they attached a small magnet which has the pieces very easily attached to the square design of the board. Now let's check out also the serial number, which is engraved right here, 17 out of 88 pieces, and I'm super happy that the customer owner of this fountain pen was very specific about this number, which I was able to get from Visconti. And this is something which is gonna tie to an emotion that he wants to create, like a memory or an emotion. And this is how someone can justify paying something like this on a fountain pen, because besides the value in actual funds, this fountain pen is like a vessel. It will hold memories, it will hold a specific moment in space and time when this person wanted to have this item and to share it. I don't know how much I can share about the story of what the owner of this pen wants to do with it, but actually it involves family, it involves something which is super important and very near and dear to his heart. I'm happy that I was able to get the number 17 just like he requested. Let's uncap the fountain pen. This is a magnetic cap, so it's held by magnets. It's quite strong, so it will not uncap quite easy, but it will present the nib when uncapped with a bronze section, the ink window right here, and the cap, it is just a half of a board. This fountain pen, it is quite heavy. This is not the kind of writing instrument that you put inside your pen case and you write with it on a daily basis. This is something that you reward yourself with as a moment when you actually want to write with a unique work of art from Visconti, this writing instrument itself. I'm not going to use to have a writing sample for it because I want to leave this experience to the owner, but I'm going to take the nib out and I'm going to install it in a pen, check it for its writing performances, then wash it and then put it back into the fountain pen, just in case if Luca wants to write with this fountain pen, it will write. This is the first time that I am seeing something like this on a fountain pen. It may look out of the ordinary, but it is a very interesting and simple design that will offer you the same feeling like a cap which is using threads, but at the same time it will guide the closing of the cap in the proper alignment in order to align the checkboard and everything. So have a look at this. So if you go like this and then you go like this, it will guide the capping to be just like the threads. When you remove the cap, you just pull in both ways, but when you put the cap back, well, I guessed the orientation and everything, but let's just say that you don't have the orientation dialed in. Inside the cap you have like a pin. I don't know if the camera, there you go, so the camera captures that specific pin. Well, that specific pin will slide, and the fact that this is going like this down and reduces in diameter, it actually mimics the threading motion. So have a look at this. It goes exactly where it should. Then we have the ink window, we have this major step up, so when you use the fountain pen, that step up right here will not cause you any fatigue or something. It will rest very comfortable in your palm. If you just bypass the fact that this is heavy, you put some ink in it, it can and will write. I don't think this writing instrument, it is meant for writing in the way that something like a functional writing instrument is made. I think this is more of an experience. It's been created in such a way that it has so many other attributes other than the fact that it's going to be a functional writing instrument. It is super limited, and I just think that this is one of the highlights from Visconti this year. We expected from Visconti to see some crazy and interesting shapes, materials, editions, the good old days when they used to come up with so many ahead of time ideas, and I missed that. So seeing this, I believe it's incredible. Let's continue. We have this part right here, which is basically the barrel of the fountain pen, and then we have the filling system, which we get to unscrew the piston knob like this, then you pull. As with a lot of Visconti fountain pens, it is using the PowerVac double reservoir vacuum filler from Visconti. This will get you a very significant amount of ink in the fountain pen, and it's a system which is trademark of Visconti, and it is synonymous with a lot of their models like the Homo sapiens, the Opera Master. Then we have the part which is the finial of the fountain pen, which is structured to look like the crown of the king itself. The look of every single bronze surface, it is aged. It looks like the time has passed on this fountain pen. Although it's made to look like this, I believe there is a coating on top which protects from further patina to get on such a writing instrument, so actually it will retain its good looks and everything. With that being said, now let's have some measurements for the fountain pen, and then we will conclude everything in some personal opinions. Capped like this, the fountain pen is measuring 155 millimeters. Uncapped like this, in writing position, it's 140 millimeters. Capped, the total weight of the fountain pen is 108 grams, and uncapped like this, in writing position, it's 70 grams. Now for the pricing. Like I told you, this is not for everyone. This is a very high-end writing instrument, and altogether as an experience. So the price for such a writing instrument, it's going to be something like 5,460 euros, no VAT. Interesting, luxurious, and it is a demonstration of the capabilities of Visconti. I want to conclude with some personal opinions. And I know that in the past, when we showcased such writing instruments, we get so many opinions that are either a spectrum. Some of our viewers think that this is just too much, and some think that this is super great and unique. From the past experiences, when judging such a writing instrument, I believe something like this will only draw such conclusions. I believe this is where such writing instruments are just going to split the audience in two parts, like super enthusiastic about the capabilities of a pen company and what they bring in such a model, and then there will be some viewers that will think that this is just simply too much. Art has no other reason than to exist itself, to delight you by its presence, by its existence. So I'm torn apart in between these two opinions. Where would I see myself siding? Well, as a retailer, I want to see the industry that I activate in, the fountain pen industry, as being one that is competitive. It brings new and interesting things, and from that specific angle and viewpoint, I believe this is stunning, because like I told you, I want to see wild stuff from Visconti. In the past good old days, Visconti brought some mind-blowing materials, techniques, machining ideas, and when I get to see a glimpse of that, I am just like a fanboy. I get excited. I get to just have the hair just stand up on my hands and right here on my face when I get to see such interesting things. If you want to have my opinion as a user, you must either like so much the chess game, or to have like a spot or a specific thing that you want to demonstrate or to just showcase, and you want this exuberant item or object that can get your personality, the point that you want to make, and you put this as to be an object that can bring you that, the notoriety, the questions, what is that? What's the purpose behind? Can it be used for playing? I mean, when is the last time that you've heard, oh, let's play chess? Where? Do you have a chess set? No, I have my pen. Well, when was the last time that you've heard this? This is something which will give you that. So I just want to know who is the customer, what he intends to do with such an object, what's the purpose behind. So for me, it's interesting to find out all of those details because I can tailor my approach to that. And having such an object, such a work of art, allows me the contact with such a customer, an interesting personality, and a story behind its choice and everything. So for me, I'm super happy that I'm able to have something like this and to connect with such a unique individual that looks to have such an experience. I want to see my industry growing. So this is the living proof of something like this. And the validation for such a project is the actual selling point and seeing the feedback from the customer as being one which is well received. So I believe this marks with the checkbox even that. So you can take my opinion the way you want to interpret that. I think that this is one of the highlights of this year from Visconti. Thank you for spending this time with me. It's not like every single day that we have the pleasure of experiencing such writing instruments. I hope you can relate. I hope that my content brings something which has not been showcased till this point. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. This will help me a lot with the YouTube algorithm and everything. Let me know if you have any questions regarding this specific piece. Use the comment section down below, and hopefully by the end of the year we're gonna have another piece like this showing up in our inventory. Limited edition, it's a very small number. Combined with the theme, it's going to be a highlight, even in collectors that have huge collections of writing instruments. I am building up the stock in order to showcase something like this in our physical location, like a exposition, like an installation, where I can have such objects that will get people in our location and they will be asking questions. And guess who is going to answer all of those questions with a smile on his face? For that alone, this object is priceless. If you scroll down, you'll find the link for such a writing instrument. If you are in the market for such a writing instrument, don't forget to check it on Penventure. And if you have any questions or you require help, also down below you'll find the details for our social media accounts, phone number, email, anything and everything that you may need in order to get in contact with me. And also, if you want to help the growth of the Penventure YouTube channel, don't forget to subscribe. It is very easy. Just click there, turn the notification bell on, and you will be notified whenever we have new content like this. If you want to continue watching my previous content, I'm gonna leave you this right here. You can click and enjoy. I'm your host, David from Penventure. I look forward to seeing you next video. Take care, stay safe, bye-bye.